Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you've tuned in, and as always, presented by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, they care as much about your money as you do. Understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Also presented by Chevy dealers of the Ozarks. Drive new roads. Drive a Chevy today. We're pleased to be joined now by the Doniphan Donets girls basketball team, or part of them anyway, and head coach Adam Epps. Coach Epps, thanks so much for setting this up today.
Thanks for having us, Guy.
Coach, 20-0 on the season, a 26-3 team a year ago, state quarterfinalists. Tell us a little bit about how the season's gone up to this point. And in reality, you haven't played hardly anybody with a losing record, and you just keep winning.
Yeah, we've been in some big games, played a lot of really good competition here in the middle of our season, and they just kind of came through. We had a week last week where we had to go to Jackson. Notre Dame came to town, which was a huge game for us, and then Alton, who was 20-2 at the time, came in on Friday. So pretty good test of a week for us, and these guys just keep coming through, kind of no matter what I throw at them so far. So it's been a good year, kind of exceeded a little bit of expectation, I believe, but we're having a good time.
And Coach, after a 26-3 team a year ago, what did you have to replace due to graduation, if anything? But what did you?
We lost quite a bit, actually. 3 starters. They were on the show last year. Grayson Kirby, Brooklyn Klepsig, and Kenna Monahan. And we also lost Taylor Davis, come off the bench there. And those 3 were our primary ball handlers. They were our primary lockdown defenders versus the other team. Played a lot of big minutes, just about their whole careers there. So we did have to replace quite a bit, but we had the pieces that either came off the bench last year or that were new to us this year that jumped in and filled roles better than expected.
Yeah, at 20-0, there's still coaches are always they're perfectionists. Obviously, you're doing a lot of things really well right now at this point of the season. You're 80% of the way through it. What do you feel like you're doing really well? And then on the other side of that, what are some things maybe that you need to work on, you feel like you need to work on in order to make it a deeper run into the tournament?
I feel like what we're doing well, this team has just really came together better than expected. We've got a few good freshmen that have jumped in the mix, and they've never played together. So it was kind of interesting how that dynamic was going to work, and I feel like we've had really good leadership from these guys here in this room that have just kind of brought everybody together, made us click, kind of grow the culture a little bit, and good things have happened since then. As far as play in the game, they've really got after the ball, guarded the ball really well this year, which has kind of forced the tempo to get up and down, which is what we want to do. Got some shooters on the outside, got a couple bigs on the inside that everybody's got to guard every game. So those have been what's working good for us. Things that we need to get better at. We need to clean up some rebounding. We need to clean up some off-the-ball defense. And then just trying to get a little bit more consistency from everybody that is in the rotation.
Coach, you got some young ladies there with you. I know they're all eager to get their opportunity here, but you can start with Peyton and tell us a little bit about Peyton and what she does for the team.
Well, Peyton's farthest one over to my left, and she's a senior for us. She's been part of the program since she was a freshman, actually an 8th grader. She was a manager on the team, and she is just totally bought in and sold out to Donnet culture, and she does whatever it takes for us to win. Most nights she's a starter. She's a lockdown defender, kind of like our glue guy on defense, as far as she's in the right place at the right time the majority of the time on ball screen defense, helping the helper, little things like that. And she's one of our best, if not best, post passers which is an important part of our game as well. So she does a lot for us.
Peyton, how are you today?
Good.
Tell us, from your standpoint, what do you feel like your role and responsibilities are on the team?
I feel like my role is not to be like the leading scorer, but to make sure that Kenzie's getting the ball, to make sure that Carson's getting a good pass if he can shoot, to get the ball moving, set screens, rebound, stuff like that.
Coming into this season, obviously with the run you made last year, did you have any team goals or personal goals as you started the beginning of the 23-24 season?
Obviously, making it past sectionals, I think is a big goal for all of us. But um, I don't know, stepping up into that leadership role that I didn't have last year, but have to have this year is one of my main focuses this year.
Tell us a little bit about your game. What do you feel like right now you're doing well, and what are some things maybe you need to work on?
Probably
Maybe that was a better question for Coach.
Uh, Peyton is an underrated shooter. She can hit wide open shots from outside. And there's been some teams that haven't guarded her, and then she's proved them wrong by stepping up and hitting big shots for us. Um, she's also a big time leader for our culture. Being a senior, being in the program as long is what she has been. And then she does a lot of the little things that not everybody know about. They don't just necessarily fill up the stat sheet, kind of like she said. And she sacrifices a lot for the greater good of the team. And she's somebody you want in your locker room for sure.
Peyton, what as you look at, let's say tonight you're playing or wherever, I don't know when your next game, I think it's tomorrow night versus East Carter in the Ozark Foothills Conference Tournament. Um, what are you doing that day to kind of get prepared, mentally, physically? You watching film? Are you drinking lots of water? What are some things you're doing?
yeah, drinking lots of water, making sure that the team is staying together, make sure their heads in the right mind space for a big atmosphere tomorrow, and making sure that you're keeping yourself healthy so you can be the best for the team.
As you come into this season, and I do this, I look at schedules from around the state and think of games I want to watch or get to. When you look at your schedule at the beginning of the year, are there games that you really look forward to playing? Maybe it's the conference tournament, maybe it's a rivalry game. What are games that you look forward to?
Definitely district tournament in OC. I think Meadville, East Carter, Cape Notre Dame was big games for this year to look forward to.
And Peyton, being a senior, do have you made plans for next year? What are you looking at as you head to college age? I'm not saying you're going to college, but what are your plans next year?
Um, I have recently verbally committed to Mineral Area College to play softball, and I plan to use my A+ for those 2 years and then transfer to become a physical therapist.
Physical therapy, is there a background? I mean, in your family, or were you injured growing up? I don't know what.
No, I just kind of wanted to stay in the sports atmosphere without, I don't know, playing the sport, I guess.
Well, Peyton, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being part of the Athletes of the Week segment.
Thank you.
And Coach, who do we have next?
Next, we got Madeline Regis over here. She's the personality of the team for sure. She's also our point guard. She's a junior. She's played varsity minutes since she was a freshman. Had a little setback her sophomore year at the beginning of the year with the knee injury. Came back the second part of last year, and she was always first one or second one off the bench. And she's the one that you want the ball in her hands when you're under pressure with the game on the line. She's going to make the decision right the majority of the time. And I was talking with her the other day, like, I mean, she's kind of talking about Dennis Rodman and how his role was on that team and how unique of an individual he was. And she's kind of like that old school point guard, and she's willing to kind of sacrifice scoring some nights. Some nights she does score a decent amount, but she fills up the stat sheet with rebounds, assists, gets the ball where it needs to go, and every once in a while we'll jump out there and guard the best ball handler as well. So that's Madeline Reedus.
Madeline, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you do to kind of get prepared, for a game mentally and physically? How do you are you watching film, or are you studying? Maybe you've got that tough assignment that night defensively. What do you do to get prepared?
Get a good night's sleep before, watch a little bit of film here and there, and then just be ready to go.
What, as you look back on this season, what have maybe been one of the or a few of the highlights for you this year and for the team? What games have you really enjoyed?
It was beating Notre Dame was a big game for us, and Jackson that same week, and even Alton. That was probably the best week we've had so far and the funnest week. Yeah.
What Coach talked about ball handling and things of that nature. What do you feel like your main role on the team is?
Just get the ball where we need it when the time's needed. Just take care of the ball. Yeah.
Did you have any personal goals or team goals coming into this season?
Be more of a leader this year, and just I knew we would have a lot of freshmen that we would count on, and just being someone they can look up to and help them, because they would be out on the floor in big time games, and so helping them when they need it and telling them where to go is tougher.
All right, very good. Well, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being part of the Athletes of the Week segment.
Thank you.
And Coach, who do we have next?
Next, we've got Kenzie Reedus here in the black hoodie. She's been on the show before, and she's been around for quite a while. She's our leading scorer, kind of that traditional post down in there. Scores a lot of points for us, does a lot of rebounding, kind of like Peyton. I mean, she's a big-time leader for us, maybe not the most vocal leader. She's kind of a lead-by-example girl, and the thing that is special about Kenzie is she's consistent. She does the right thing the majority of the time. Most kids block out here and there, or they go and rebound here and there, and she does it every time. I mean, she runs the floor, she goes and rebounds on offense, and she blocks out on defense every time. And she's guarded some really good post players this year. We play several teams that they have good size inside and have a lot of talent, and she's held her own. And most nights she's actually got the best of them. So that's Kenzie Reedus.
Kenzie, how are we?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Tell us a little bit about what you enjoy most, what you are enjoying most about this season with regards to the Donettes. I know they're 20-0, and that's easy to like.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting that we're winning, but my favorite part of being at Donnet is just being with my team. There's nothing like our culture. We're all super close, and my teammates are just super fun to be around, and that's definitely my favorite part.
And Coach talks about the rebound. Did you enjoy the physicality of the game? Is that something you enjoy?
Yes, it is. That's definitely something that as I've gotten older, I've gotten to like a lot more. Whenever I was a freshman, I was definitely timid and shy and scared, but this is I've definitely come out of my shell over the years, and I enjoy the physicality of the game a lot.
And Kenzie, if you could get in a time machine and go back to that Kenzie that was a freshman and give her some advice based on what you know now, what advice would you give that freshman Kenzie?
Just show up and work hard every day. Never take days off, and don't take any of your time for granted, because it'll be over soon, and I'm not ready for that. But
it goes pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about games that you were looking forward to coming into this season as a senior.
Of course, districts and OFC championships. I'm super excited about those. I was also excited about the Lady Royal Christmas tournament and the Lady Dog, and we executed both of those, so those were exciting. And then the Cape Notre Dame game last week was one of our biggest anticipated games, and I was excited about that one too.
All right, very good. And Kinsey, as you look back over your career, are there games that you would like to go back and play again? Games where maybe you had a really good game, maybe you had a lot of fun, or maybe it was a game that got away from you and you thought, I'd like to play that one again.
We've definitely had some exciting games. I mean, I would love to go back to our sectional games and redo those over, of course, but nothing really specific that I can think of that I would like to go back to.
All right, last question. What do you do to get prepared mentally and physically? What are you doing?
I like to watch film. I just make sure that I get a good night's sleep, and I like to eat a good breakfast before on game days.
What's your favorite breakfast?
Biscuits and gravy.
There you go. All right. Well, Kinsey, again, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being part of the Athletes of the Week segment.
Thank you.
And Coach, who do we have next?
Next right to me is junior Sarah Owen. She's our professional wrestler on the team. Anytime that we need a physical matchup, whether it be a guard or a post, she can guard either one of those spots. Guarded a lot of really good players last year and did a really good job, and has guarded some really good ones this year as well. Like when we're struggling with the physical matchup, that's a guard. She's the one that I go to guard them, give them a little bit of length. Also give them a little bit of the business every once in a while too. And something special about Sarah, she started every game last year for us as we played two posts. And this year we've kind of gone to a 4 guard, 1 post format. For the most part, every once in a while we have a matchup issue, and she's thrown in that starting lineup. So you talk about somebody that's really kind of had to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. That's really been Sarah this year, and she's took it in stride. And here the last 2 or 3 weeks, she has really started playing some really good basketball on both ends of the floor. Offensively, she's probably been our second leading scorer the majority of the nights this past couple weeks. She rebounds, she blocks shots. Her and Kinsey got a nice little 1-2 connection in the post because most everybody plays zone nowadays. So those two right there are zone killers, and they work really good together. And she's all right to be around every once in a while. As long as it's not morning practice, she's good to go. So that's Sarah Owen.
Sarah, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
So morning practice, no good.
Well, I'm there and I'm showing up, so.
You need to go with Kinsey and get some biscuits and gravy and then go.
I guess so.
Tell us a little bit about, you're kind of that stopper role, I guess, so to speak. What do you enjoy about being that person that's going to shut somebody down?
Really, I just like the challenge part of it. Is just I like to push myself to see what I can do, and I like the physical part of it as well.
What maybe has been maybe your toughest assignment? Who's maybe the best player that you've guarded this year that you really kind of maybe struggled with, or maybe shut them down?
No. We're not trying to provide any locker room material for anybody, guys. So
Okay, all
they're
right.
well trained.
We'll void the question. Tell us, Sarah, what do you feel like your role is on the team then?
Just being the next person there, like helping the helper and just being there on defense, getting the rebounds, just being physical.
Are you having fun?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Very much.
What is something, and maybe it's at practice as long as it's not in the morning, but what is something that you really, really enjoy doing? Maybe it's a drill, or maybe it's a game you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a drill called NBA rebounding, and it's 2 teams, and we just pretty much wrestle the whole time there. So that's probably my favorite drill. Very intense and fun.
So that's how you got your nickname then.
I miss it.
All right. Very good. Well, Sarah, hey, congratulations on behalf of the Missouri State Highway Patrol and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Coach, you've got East Carter coming up tomorrow night. They're 19-2. You've already played them once. 11-point victory back earlier in January. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to have to do to come out on top against East Carter.
East Carter's a tough team. We've actually played them twice, Guy. We played them in the Lady Royal Christmas Classic Championship, beat them there, and then we played them in the regular season game, which is the one you're talking about, and beat them 11. They're a very talented team. They've got two really good posts and a new guard that is very tough to handle. She's physical, she's fast, she gets to the rim well. They got a lot of talent, and it's going to be hard to beat them 3 times. I know that. So we're going to have to execute all the little things better than what we have the past 2 times because they're going to be gunning for us for sure.
Coach, you remember that Class 4 District 1 right now, and almost everybody's got a winning record in that district. Where's that district going to be held, and when do you seed that district?
It's going to be at Notre Dame. Seed meeting for that is February 16th.
All right. Well, ladies, I just have a couple more questions for each of you, and I'll start back with Pate. Number 1, Chiefs or 49ers?
I don't watch football. I don't know.
Chiefs.
Okay. So you don't watch the Super Bowl? That's more of an event than a game.
I watch it. I don't know what's going on though, so I just kind of.
She goes for the snacks, you know.
Okay. All right. Second question, I'm a mandated reporter. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes. Always.
All right, Madeline, Chiefs or 49ers?
Chiefs.
All right. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
And Kenzie, same question, Chiefs or 49ers?
Chiefs.
Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
All right. Sarah, Chiefs or 49ers?
Chiefs.
Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Coach, it's been a joy. I've enjoyed it visiting with the young ladies, and hopefully you guys make a deep run. We'll get to visit again.
Hopefully so.
You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.